A judicial training center is cut from the San Antonio courthouse revamp. With several days to go, San Antonio breaks its record for September rainfall. And mad science meets alcohol at a new St. Paul Square bar.
That translates to drinks like their take on a frozen margarita, flash frozen in a bath of liquid nitrogen.
This is your Express Briefing podcast for Monday, September 24th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. Today, San Antonio's congressional delegation is expected to announce construction on a new federal courthouse is finally nearing a start date, but won't include an Adrian Spears Federal Judicial Training Center. Progress on the sorely needed courthouse has been stymied, and the size of the building has shrunk during the contracting process, with the original construction manager, Austin-based White Construction, calculating the planned 305,000 square foot courthouse would cost close to $180 million to build, a sum about $60 million more than what was budgeted. As of August, the project was reported as a 230,000 square foot building, but as of Sunday, the footprint was now down to approximately 225,000 square feet. According to the U.S. General Services Administration's current status on the project, construction is expected to begin in February, with completion scheduled for the spring of 2022. While new RAN data reports Air Education and Training Command bases, two of them in Texas, lead lists of Air Force installations where both women and men were estimated to be at the highest risk of being sexually assaulted. Joint Base San Antonio Randolph, home to the Training Command's headquarters, is rated among the lowest in the Air Force for risk of sexual assaults to both women and men. Calling its work a continuous process, AETC says starting next year, it will begin administering a sexual assault prevention and response curriculum tailored to each trainee in basic training. Released Friday, the report also notes the risk of women suffering sexual assault in the Air Force was on average lower than for women in other services. While the month is still not over, San Antonio officially has the wettest September in recorded history at 16.82 inches. The previous all-time rain record for September was 15.78 inches set in 1946. In addition, September 10th tied the record of 74 degrees for the lowest maximum temperature on that day, dating back to 1948. No injuries were reported with the weekend's sporadic heavy rain, but early Saturday, the San Antonio Fire Department did conduct 2 rescues. According to the National Weather Service, the rainfall total for San Antonio so far this year is 30.56 inches. And while there's still one more month in Alamo City's traditional rainy seasons of May, September, and October, without a major hurricane, the city isn't likely to reach its yearly record of 52.28 inches set in 1973. While the Edwards Aquifer Authority downgraded its water pumping restrictions to Stage 1 last week, the San Antonio water system remains in Stage 2 restrictions, limiting watering with sprinklers to once a week. And a basement-level speakeasy in St. Paul Square mixes mad science with alcohol.
I am Paul Stephen, and I do the Just a Taste reviews for the Express News Tasting. And this week, I'm bellying up to a new bar over in the St. Paul Square area. This is Cellar Mixology. It's a new project from the team behind Toro Kitchen and Bar, which also opened a second location over there recently. And this place, it's half speakeasy, half mad scientist's laboratory. That translates to drinks like their take on a frozen margarita, which is your tequila, your lemon, your regular flavors, but it's flash frozen in a bath of liquid nitrogen. So you get this granita-like texture, you eat it with a cute little spoon. It's a really interesting take on that drink. Now, sometimes it doesn't work out so well. They do a version of it old-fashioned, which is the glass gets inverted on a smoking chunk of wood. You get this nice coat of smoke in the glass, but there's a little skewer of ham that goes on top that gets blasted with a torch, and it winds up smelling a little bit on the charred side. Now, some of these drinks are do-it-yourself experiments. There's one called Down the Rabbit Hole, in which you are issued a little vial that you decant into a tumbler full of a cardamom kind of bitters and stir it up on your own. So really, this is a playful, engaging bar. I enjoyed myself here quite a bit.
And that's your daily San Antonio Express News briefing for Monday, September 24th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts.